She moved in to help her mother-in-law. But one hospital incident exposed everything. The first scream I heard in that house wasn't from pain, it was from rage. Not like that, my father-in-law barked before I even set down my suitcase. I froze in the foyer, my pulse thudding. I'd barely arrived, yet the tone made it clear, gratitude would not be part of this arrangement. I had moved from our small apartment in Newark to my in-laws' home in Edison to care for my bedridden mother-in-law, Anna, recovering from a severe stroke. My husband, Marco, worked double shifts at the refinery and insisted this was temporary, just till Ma gets stable. I thought stepping in would help everyone, maybe even bring us closer as a family. Instead, what I found was a battlefield disguised as a split-level suburban home. The moment I entered the bedroom, Anna's frail smile broke through her slurred speech. "You, here," she whispered. Her eyes looked relieved, desperate even. It softened me instantly. But Luigi, my father-in-law, stood like a warden behind me. "You fed her wrong last time," he snapped. "I saw the report, they wrote about aspiration risk. You need to do thicker liquids, an angled spoon, not whatever you did 2 weeks ago." I was following the nurse's instructions, I said. They weren't good enough. That became the refrain of my days. Breakfast, not seasoned right. Laundry, not folded the Italian way. Medication schedule, off by 2 minutes. Even the time I sat to sip water was lazy. I told Marco bits of it over late-night calls, but he always sounded half asleep, half distracted. "Babe," he's stressed. "It's his mom. Just keep the peace for now." Easy to say when you're not living under surveillance. But the worst was when my sister-in-law, Bianca, arrived one afternoon with a latte and brand new nails. She looked around the room and smirked. "Wow. This place looks different." "It's clean," I replied. "So your version of clean," she said, tapping a dusty windowsill I truly hadn't noticed. Her visit lasted 20 minutes, 15 of which were spent criticizing, then posting a selfie in the hallway captioned, "Family always steps up." I wanted to scream. That night, while helping Anna adjust her pillows, she grabbed my wrist with surprising strength. Her eyes locked onto mine, pleading, trembling. "Don't go," she whispered. I didn't understand why she looked so terrified. But I would soon. Because the next morning, everything changed, and I realized someone in the house was hiding a truth big enough to destroy us all. The pounding woke me, not on the door, on the medical monitor. Beep. 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 I ran to the bedroom. Anna was gasping, chest heaving. Her breathing was wet, shallow. I reached for the oxygen flow and lifted her slightly, the way the visiting nurse taught me. Just then, Luigi stormed in. "What did you do to her?" he roared. "I just got here, she was like this." "You must have overfed her last night. She barely ate 3 spoonfuls." His face reddened like a pressure cooker about to burst. "Call 911, I ordered." Instead of arguing more, he froze, shaking, and stepped aside. That startled me. He never backed down. When EMS arrived, one paramedic pulled me aside. "Her lungs sound congested. Has she been lying flat often?" "No. I keep her elevated at all times." The paramedic looked past me to the flat pillows on the bed. "These don't look elevated." My stomach dropped. I had propped her up the night before. I found the wedge pillow on the floor. Marco arrived at noon, exhausted, smelling like metal and sweat. He put his arm around his father first, not me. "I'm sorry, Pop. This is tough." Luigi sniffed hard, milking the moment. I started explaining about the pillow. "Someone lowered her during the night." "I swear I didn't." "You're tired," Marco interrupted softly. "Maybe you forgot." I stared at him. "You think I'm lying?" "No. I just don't want to argue." But it wasn't me who looked shaken, it was Luigi. His hands trembled as he poured himself water. He spilled half the cup. Bianca arrived later, rolling her eyes dramatically. Seriously? A hospital trip? You guys can't handle one patient? I bit my tongue. But Anna's panicked look from the ambulance replayed in my mind, haunting me. That night, after everyone left, I cleaned the room and found something odd under the bed, a crushed paper cup, the kind used for pills. Anna's medication cups were always kept on the dresser. So who dropped this one? And why was the lid from her liquid thickener open? A chill ran down my spine. If someone were sabotaging her care, the person I least suspected would soon reveal themselves in a way I never saw coming. The hospital kept Anna overnight for observation. I stayed home to rest, though rest was impossible. At 2 a.m., I heard soft footsteps in the hallway. Slow. Dragging. I opened my door quietly. Luigi stood in the dark, staring into Anna's empty room, clutching her rosary. Are you okay? I whispered. He flinched, startled. Why are you up? I heard you. He wiped his eyes quickly. I'm fine. But his voice cracked. Then he did something I never expected. He sank into the recliner and started crying. I can't take care of her, he whispered. I don't know how. My breath caught. All these months. I mess things up. I forget things. I get confused. I put pillows wrong, I leave the pills out, I don't mean to. My mind raced. Are you having memory issues? He nodded slowly, ashamed. I didn't want anyone to know. Especially Marco. I'm supposed to be the strong one. Suddenly, the criticisms, the outbursts, they felt less like cruelty and more like fear. Why didn't you tell the family? I asked softly. Because then they'd take her away from me. His voice cracked so deeply it hurt to hear. Before I could respond, Bianca walked in without knocking. Coffee in hand. What's going on? She asked, annoyed. Luigi straightened instantly. The tears vanished behind his stubborn mask. Nothing, he snapped. Go home. Bianca glared at me. What did you say to him? Nothing. Your dad. He doesn't need you stirring drama. She stormed off, slamming the door. But her reaction felt wrong, too defensive, too fast. And then I remembered the crushed pill cup. What if someone wasn't sabotaging Anna, but covering for someone else's mistakes? The truth would surface in the hospital the next day, and it would tear open the family in a way none of us were ready for. When we arrived the next morning, chaos greeted us. A nurse rushed toward us. Are you family? We need to talk. My stomach nodded. Last night, she said, someone tried to feed your mother-in-law solid food. She nearly choked. We intervened just in time. Luigi's face went white. I didn't come here last night. The nurse turned to me. You didn't either, correct? No, I whispered. Then, who? A doctor approached. We reviewed the security camera near the entrance. A young woman matching your daughter's description signed in briefly and left. Bianca. Marco's face twisted. Why would she come here? 20 minutes later, Bianca arrived, casual, chewing gum. Why are you all staring at me? She asked. The doctor stepped forward. You attempted to feed your mother solid food. She is on a strict thick liquid diet. Bianca scoffed. She said she was hungry. She begged for real food. Marco exploded. Bianca, she could have died. I was trying to help, she yelled. Unlike some people who act like saints. She shot me a glare. I stepped forward. Bianca, did you move her pillows at home, too? Did you give her the wrong meds? Her eyes darted away, too quickly. Luigi's voice trembled. You've been coming into the room at night? Silence. Then Bianca broke. She needs more care than any of you can give. And I'm the only one smart enough to see that. By almost killing her? Marco shouted. She stepped back, shaken. She wants to go to a facility, Bianca cried. She told me last month. My heart dropped. Is that true? I whispered. But the doctor shook his head. In her cognitive tests, she repeatedly stated she wants to stay home with family. Specifically, with her daughter-in-law. Everyone turned to me. I felt my throat tighten. She asked for me? I whispered. She trusts you the most, the doctor said. She said you listen. Bianca's face twisted with jealousy. Luigi looked crushed. Marco looked ashamed. But the moment Anna woke up and spoke, the real truth, and the final twist, would hit harder than all the rest. When Anna finally woke, her voice was thin but clear enough to understand. Where is she? She whispered. I stepped closer. I'm here. Her eyes softened with relief. But she looked past me toward Bianca, Marco, and Luigi, all hovering with guilt. She motioned for everyone to gather. When we leaned in, she took a slow breath. No more secrets. Her gaze fell first on Luigi. Luigi, you drop things. You forget things. I know. His eyes filled. I'm sorry, Anna. I'm not angry, she whispered. I'm scared for you. Then she turned to Bianca. You want control. But not responsibility. Bianca stiffened. I was trying. No, Anna said. You were trying to look like you were helping. Finally, her eyes found mine. You, she whispered, listen. You try. You stay. Tears burned my eyes. I didn't realize how much I needed to hear it. Marco stepped forward slowly. I should have listened to you, he said. All the late shifts. I shut everything out. He took my hand. I'm here now. But Anna wasn't done. She motioned to the nurse pad and shakily wrote, Home care plan, Linda in charge. Me. Bianca exploded. You're choosing her over your own family? Anna's voice quivered, but she spoke firmly. She is my family. Luigi nodded through tears. She keeps us together. Bianca stormed out, but no one followed her. The social worker explained that with a structured plan, help from community nurses, and honest communication, home care could work. For the first time, we were all on the same page. Later that night, as I sat beside Anna, she squeezed my hand. I knew, she whispered. Knew what? That you were drowning. That they didn't see you. I'm sorry. I shook my head. You didn't do anything wrong. She smiled faintly. You stayed. That's what matters. And in that dim hospital light, something in me unclenched, the loneliness, the resentment, the guilt. I hadn't imagined her appreciation. I hadn't been invisible. Someone had cared all along. Sometimes the person who sees your worth is the one who can barely speak it. And sometimes a family begins not with blood, but with the one who stayed when everyone else looked away.